Hello there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be reacting to a band called Renaissance for the very first time, and we're actually going to be listening to two of their songs back to back, which should hopefully give us a good idea of who they are and what they're about. First we'll listen to Can You Understand, and then we'll follow it up with Day of the Dreamer. I'm excited to find out firsthand what they're about. I've been told that they kind of get dubbed as progressive, but they're self-proclaimed symphonic rock group. So I'm intrigued because I love a good symphony. I love good string work in addition to rock as a genre. So it feels like a kind of perfect combination for me. But we're only going to find out if we listen. So before finally diving in, let's thank Daniel the Great for making this donation request. As always, Daniel, your support means the world. But now, let's jump in. That's very bright piano. That's guitar. It's just layer after layer being added. She's vibing out. Ooh. Loving this bass line. It's like bass and piano driven melody. And a swap to guitar. That is a very cool sequence. Is it... You know, I can understand why the progressive allegations come through, because there is a lot of unique movement in this. If this is all intro, it already follows a very distinct structure, typical of progressive music. It's these like subtly weird chords now. What scale are we in?
Down the penny train, frozen in the clouds.
like weirdly medieval here. Reminds me a bit of like Blackmore's Night, which you may hear like Candace Knight singing, but the melody, it doesn't feel usual. I wonder what scale it's from. It feels like it's from a different mode. It's an unusual melody, I think. Not bad, but definitely it sticks out, you know? Very medieval, like folk. Interesting.
Float across the icy pools, leaves with curl and sway. Now your mind is floating cool, and you can find your way. Can you understand? You can really understand. When the darkness comes, you still shine. Open up your eyes and make today shine, sunshine now.
Wow.
Open up your dreams and make
This
the way
bass line
shine,
is just
sunshine
moving.
now. Can you understand? You understand. Can you understand? You understand. Open up your life and make your lifetime sunshine now. Open up your soul and make your lifeline sunshine now. Can you understand? You understand. Can you understand? You understand.
Wow, what a voice.
Dancing without moving now, rowing with your soul. One with all around you now, related to the old. Purple mist around your head, eyes are fading blue. Smiling into everywhere, love is coming through.
Again, this like, it's an unusual melody that seems to be where everything returns back to here with the vocals, with the instruments. Da 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 da. I'm sure many of the more knowledgeable musical folk in the comments can let me know like where I might hear something like this. It somehow feels momentarily classical to me, but I'm going to continue to like fall back on the comment of why does this sound so medieval? There's something about it that just puts me into medieval times. I can't describe it well. I'm sorry. The immediate word that comes to my mind is just interest. Is just interesting. And in that end, there we have a lot of like crisscrossing of string instruments with the typical band instruments that we're hearing on stage. It is a very, very full production. This feels like something I really haven't listened to outside of like the likes of Deep Purple and even maybe like Jethro Tull. And I even think that would be like a sort of unfair comparison. This was just like in its own sort of category in a strange enough way. I don't even know where to begin. I had thoughts. It was a very lively song. A lot was going on rhythmically that kept us sort of in the pocket, but then instruments would drop in, drop out, creating a very fluid kind of track. But then when we landed on that main vocal melody that also like doubled as the main lead line of the song, I was kind of surprised actually. And it's weird because another way I would describe the song is a bit tranquil. It's a bit serene in that it's a very peaceful listen. And at the same time, it's a bit unassuming, but also confusing. I don't know, maybe like a better way to describe this is like when you were a kid and you learned about emotions like happy and sad, those were very broad ways to describe the emotions because of course, within happiness, there's like joy and ecstasy. Within, sadness, there's melancholy, there's despair, there's sorrow, right? So that gets more specialized and more precise as you become more knowledgeable about those dimensions. This almost feels like they've created sort of a new emotion and created a new depth to that emotion that I am currently unaware of. It's almost like inventing a new color. And maybe that's a bit hyperbolic, and what might be more likely here is that it's a combination of multiple unique emotions. But trying to like put into my brain, or I guess put into my heart, what the song feels like is a bit challenging. I'm curious, let me know, what does this song make you feel like in the comments below. But that is a great start to Renaissance. Let's check out the next song here, Day of the Dreamer. I mean, I almost don't care if they said they're self-proclaimed symphonic rock. This is so progressive to me. Parts of my life, I'm leaving them all behind. We live with the night, living in strange ways has cast me aside. I cry in another world now. I'm searching for all my days gone by. Dream of leaving me ever closer. Here's where I belong, inside my own existence. I have been for so voices that call to me lay silent to hide. Soon I will hold them close with words from my eyes. It's also somehow, oh god, I'm so like confused, but at the same time intrigued. It's almost somehow drawing a little bit from musical theater as well. But then it also reminds me of like older 70s, well 60s and 70s movies. Like when you hear artists, even from the 50s actually, sing with that sort of like transatlantic accent. It feels almost like so uniquely polished that it doesn't necessarily fit into the way that we talk now in English, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. That is a very half-baked thought for sure.
Lay silent to hide. Soon I will hold them close with words from my eyes. Living in hope of you, loving you now. You are my waking side. Lay with you in my sleeping hours. Dreamer, lead me ever closer. Here is where I belong. Inside my own existence, I have been for so
The thing is, I like this a lot, but I'm having trouble like placing where in my like life, my daily listening, where I would like listen to a track like this. Would I be driving? Would I be on the beach? Would I be taking a hike? Like, none of those answers feel correct to me. I feel like one of the only environments I could actually see myself listening to this, and please feel free to like let me know where else this would fit, would be just in a concert hall. I don't know. That's the interesting thing about this. I usually have answers, but today I am all out of answers. Yeah. Da, 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 da. I like that melody. I mean, what is actually going on at this point? Like in the lows you have this really nice bass, but above you have these almost like flute kind of hovering sounds. Some brass, some like percussion in the middle, drums in the back. It's all over. fever dream. I swear. Like, I open one door and then there's 4 more behind it. Oh, that's pretty.
I stand and gaze upon your smile, a deep reflection held in my soul as a child, to grow within.
This is so
The
pretty.
warmth of love, long forgotten tears flood your eyes in a moment.
And the thing is, it's like a completely different song in this section from what we heard 3 minutes ago. It almost feels like I'm hearing Aurora singing right now,
Flood your eyes
which is a compliment if you don't know
in a
Aurora.
moment. Dreamer, I became as one within you, to lose you far away. I stay inside your heaven now, no longer lonely. Once more I'm safe in your arms. To feel your touch across my mind fills me only full of desire for my being. Dreamer, really all that needs a meaning, to feel us sail away.
That is the song. That is the song to win me over. Oh, wow. that was so climactic, wasn't it? And I'm I'm like thinking more about like the prog and the symphonic rock debacle, and I think the only proper way to settle this is by combining the two into something like symphonic prog rock. That feels like a very reasonable compromise to me, to be able to like properly characterize who they are, and even then it probably doesn't do them justice. There was so much to both of these songs that was hard to keep track of at times. There was a lot of movements, a lot of dynamic shifts between each of the movements. It literally felt almost like I'm listening to a miniature symphony combined with a play. And I'll be honest, like there were some sections of especially Day of the Dreamer where I wasn't as big of a fan melodically, but then other sections would definitely take me over melodically. So I'm kind of like in a sort of 70-30 split in my brain of liking some of the melodies and not preferring some of the other melodies that I heard across these two tracks today. But that said, both of these songs in the end won me over in terms of overall feel, and I can definitely say that to be the case for Day of the Dreamer. I think out of both of these songs, Day of the Dreamer was the one that steals the show for me. That was an absolute masterpiece from top to bottom, especially when we got into that slower, more moderate section and then built everything back from the ground up. It's those moments, those like pivotal shifts in the song that sometimes converts like my maybe into a definitive yes. And for this Renaissance track, it certainly did its magic on me. But again, this is very fresh band for me, so please let me know what you think about Renaissance in the comments below, so I get a better idea from some more seasoned fans. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did and would like to request a reaction yourself, whether it's Renaissance or any other band for that matter, you can do so by clicking the first link down below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.